How does it feel in such a power-focused league that we're playing in now? Everybody focuses on the home runs, on the OPS numbers, slugging numbers. For you to be able to go out there and play your game and still be appreciated and recognized for what you were able to do and how much you helped, your team win a lot of ball games. How does that feel to be appreciated for what you did?
Yeah, it's definitely really rewarding. Obviously, you come through the minors and you're hearing power is kind of the big thing now. Power is sexy, home runs are sexy. It's slug, strikeout, or walk. Obviously, I can have a little bit of power, but I definitely don't have the kind of pop that everybody else has. So it's just kind of sticking to my game, sticking to what I can do, not getting discouraged hearing all the other people saying like what I need to do or what I can do. Just trying to keep my head down, understand what I can do well, and not try to get too big. It's definitely rewarding to kind of see that pay off.
All right, Steven, let's get technical immediately. Let's talk hitting, because I see that you have a very distinct leg kick, and I want to know, how did that come about?
It just kind of a little timing thing that came about. In college, I actually changed my swing like every single year. I worked with my guy Tyler Graham over at Oregon State. We kind of just went in the workshop every year and kind of started going smaller and smaller, just trying to make little adjustments here and there. And then in spring training, continued kind of changing my stuff. And then the leg lift was just kind of a good timing mechanism. And some of the coaches were kind of thinking like, oh, that might mess up your hand-eye, your timing and swing and miss and all that. But when we were in the live ABs and everything, was still touching the ball. So it stayed with it, and luckily it's still working.
Yeah, and right along the same lines, I'm trying to think who your favorite player was, because I'm thinking, is he emulating someone with that leg kick? Who was your favorite player growing up?
Yeah, it was definitely Ichiro. I don't know if I was emulating him,
I nailed it!
But I definitely watched a lot of that, and it was just something that kind of felt natural. I remember one of the hitting coaches was saying, like, yeah, you want to be really loose, kind of like you're playing wiffle ball in the backyard, and a leg lift was kind of natural to me with a swing like that. But yeah, definitely Ichiro, especially kind of being the player I am and watching the player he was, that was someone who I watched and tell myself, yeah, that kind of hitter works in the big leagues. As long as you can be consistent, as long as you stay healthy, and as long as you make stuff happen, it could work out.
That approach does work in the big leagues. It's shown that what you're doing works in the big leagues. First of all, congratulations on the Gold Glove. Well-deserved. Moving forward, when you have such a polished approach and you being able to prove that your type of game plays, what are the adjustments that you do try to make in the offseason moving on to next year?
Yeah, that's a tough question. I think just kind of being more confident in the kind of hitter I am and who I can be. Later in the season, kind of the second half, I started taking a little more chances on like 0-0s, 2-0 counts, maybe trying to ambush a fastball down the middle. I know a lot of guys were just trying to get ahead with strike one because they knew I see a lot of pitches and work some counts. So just kind of taking some chances, taking some calculated risks in certain counts, I think is the biggest thing. Understanding the pitchers that I've faced now this year. Like, obviously this first year was the first time I faced a lot of these guys, but now I got some experience under my belt. Just kind of going back to the drawing board, watching how people were pitching me, what their plans were, and then just trying to execute something for next year.
Steven, have you considered what this specific show means to the campus of Oregon State University? 2 of the 3 finalists for Rookie of the Year from that program, you and Adley Rutschman. That's incredible.
Yeah, no, I think it's super cool. I actually went down to a Beavers game this last weekend and got to see Adley, and we were just kind of quick chatting a little bit about it. But I think it's cool that Oregon State's getting some love. I mean, I'm obviously super biased and my yearbook's stapled open, but I think we have one of the best college teams in baseball. We obviously had, Nick Madrigal, Trevor Larnach, Adley, Caden Grenier. I mean, the list goes all the way down. We had just dogs day in and day out, Drew Rasmussen. Obviously, I love those guys. Those are my brothers, and just being able to mention Oregon State anywhere gives me a ton of joy. So I hope the Beavs are going to keep it pushing.
Well, this is the Rookie of the Year show, and we have to mention the fact that the Guardians were the youngest team, and here they are in the playoffs. What does it say to a manager like Terry Francona, who stuck with rookies every day? You guys weren't platooned. You were in the lineup batting the same spot every day. That is an abnormality in Major League Baseball these days, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's obviously why Tito's one of the greatest to do it. He told us early in the year his expectations. He knew that we were going to kind of be a younger team, a less experienced team. But regardless of that, he demanded that we play the game the right way, going first to third, sack flies, getting the runner over, working counts, just getting the next guy up. And I think having that at the helm to start, I think that kind of demanded the best out of everybody. And it was also big where even when I kind of had some lower times during the year, he trusted me, he stuck with me. He was just really good for my confidence and when I wasn't feeling as good. So I think that was extremely important for my development as a player this year.